So last night I'm watching YouTube and there's a video on the same motorcycle channel that I'm on about a guy that took a modern sport bike and raced an F16 from 0 to a quarter mile. And well, I figured I'd do that with my ERCOUPE. And watch this in 4K, adjust your device. One thing about this time of year riding, the fall, the leaves are changing, it's getting chillier by the day, getting really cool in the morning in fact, but getting out on the open road this time of year, to me, this is about as good as it gets. And we're going to get out on the open road right now. So as I was riding today, and I was thinking how I could make a spoof about racing an ERCOUPE or a Piper Cub or something. And I pass Lincoln Park Airport every day, almost every day, one way out or back. And I often think, yeah, use the runway there for a drag. Well, I make a great video. Nah, that's not really going to happen. But making a spoof is easy because there's a lot of things that people that don't think things through never really realize. Now, as I get ready to, I'll get into them in the video. Getting the bike pre-flighted, just like an ERCOUPE, no difference, and checking the air in the tires every time I ride. At the ERCOUPE, I always looked around for as any pre-flight, any loose parts, anything that didn't look kosher, and birds in the engine. Well, we don't see birds in the engine here, bird nesting, but we do see fish. And God, if I don't feed the fish. But anyway, making this video brought back a lot of great memories of owning the ERCOUPE. I had it for about 7 years, and there's wonderful memories, just like there is of everything in life that you've had when you were younger. The birds appreciate it, and flying was always one of the things that totally caught my interest, and drinking coffee caught my interest for my whole life, basically. And the trees are still some beautiful leaves on it. So ERCOUPE, Ninja, we're getting out on the open road. So if you have a sport bike, of course you want to drag race from 0 to, well, whatever a quarter mile would be, 100 plus, of course. But if you're in the F16, you want to race from, let's see, from 300 to 1200 maybe, or something like that. But that's the whole point of racing. If you can pick the racetrack, well, you pretty much can control the race to a certain degree. And same thing, if you have a big sport bike and you like to go out on Route 80, you have a smaller bike, you stay on the twisties. It's self-explanatory. Turbo Steve has a really good saying that I like. No matter how fast of a bike you have, how big, how powerful, how fast, whatever, somebody's always got a faster bike, and that's probably true. It's more true than you think it is. And back in the racing day, nothing was more important than lining up all the bikes at a stoplight, especially if they were RDs, and seeing who had the fastest one. And if you did, hey, you had bragging rights at the hamburger place or whatever. And you know what, though? And in reality, you do outgrow that. And later in life, you look back, and it's good memories, but that's all it is. It's just memories. And when I owned the ERCOUPE, my good friend Mike Scalata, he was in my graduating class. He had a Comanche, a 260 Comanche. His plane was probably 100 miles an hour faster than mine. And when we'd fly him, I'd say, yeah, they're both a lot of fun. And back then, we weren't having a race anyway. Many of my friends do have an interest in aviation and share the passion for aviation. And I can imagine how it must have been back at the Cleveland Air Races or something like that. But you know what? When I had my ERCOUPE, it was all about having fun. And if you had a faster plane, if you even today, if you have a faster motorcycle, for me, it's all about having a lot of fun. But this Ninja, it's uncanny. It is almost like an ERCOUPE. Yeah, there's guys, even within my circle of friends, have much faster bikes. They're much more expensive bikes. Some of them have cheaper bikes. Some of them have this or more accessories or less of that or whatever. But when it comes down to having fun, just having a great day on the open road, this bike is really good. Now, I try to avoid on my channel comparing apples and oranges, and I think it's kind of, well, it's not something I'm really interested in when somebody says I'm comparing this Ninja to that Ninja or this banana to this cucumber or whatever. And then it never seems like the test is totally valid. I don't know. And back in the day, and I know everybody that goes way back will remember when the magazines used to advertise quarter-mile times, and you'd go to the drags, and you could never get to that time that they did. They had a jockey instead of a 200-pound driver, and somebody that was a professional rider, not somebody that was hanging out at Dairy Queen too much. But the whole thing about motorcycling for me is the one dominant feature of motorcycling is you meet a lot of interesting, fun people. You hang around with them, and everybody's got stories, and everybody seems to have a passion for their favorite motorcycle. I don't think I ever come back from a ride, no matter where I ride, how long, how short, if I'm riding in a group, riding by myself. I never come back and at the end of the ride think, wow, I wasted my time restoring this bike. And in the middleweight class of bikes, to me, this bike is a sleeper. It sneaks up on you. You have no idea how good it is or how much fun it is until you get a day of riding it. And I don't mean a half hour. I mean a full day of riding. And back in the racing days, and we were so all caught up in who had the fastest bike. Now, not so much. I'm way more concerned with who has the nicest looking bike, the shiniest one, or in my case, a nice humble collection that you can afford that isn't too overwhelming financially. And this bike does a lot of things well. You can get on it for a short ride, a long ride, a comfortable ride, or a sport bike ride. It does them all very well. Now, Pokey had something significant to say one day. He looked at the bike real close and he said, if Kawasaki hired me to style this motorcycle, they would have sold 5 times as many. Maybe he's right. And that is custom mixed, one of a kind, from pigment, my own gold paint. And to me, it just looks cool as hell. And that whole winter, the whole 500 hours that I restored this bike, to me, what a great investment that is. And I plan on having the bike forever. So we took advantage of just an absolute beautiful fall day with beautiful foliage, and just couldn't be a nicer temperature. High 50s, low 60s. In these cooler temperatures, the bikes always have a couple extra horsepower, a little bit extra dip, and you always feel like, I don't know, not like when you're in the summer. The best time of year. Now, looking back at the years I owned the ERCOUPE and flew the ERCOUPE all over the East Coast, great memories, but every time I ride my Ninja, I think the memories, they're going to last forever. That is such a sleeper of a bike. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks, guys, so much for watching.